Good morning. Welcome into the form where Ellerslie takes centre stage again this weekend with the dual Group 1 action, the Steamer and the Bone Crusher Stakes. We're touching on the main focus across the Tasman too, and to take us through that action is Bevan Sweeney, Leith Innes and Aidan Rodley. Good morning to you, team. And here's what's coming up on the agenda. We'll be focusing on the two main Group 1s as our first preview, the RAC Trackers as usual. The weekend features on the undercard, including, of course, the Group 2 Auckland Cup. Then we focus in on the Group 1 Newmarket Handicap featuring three Kiwis, including Imperatriz. The weekend harness preview with the Whale. Look forward to Alexandra Park and Menangle there. And our best bets to round out the show. Let's concentrate on our two features out of Ellerslie. As I say, good morning to you, Aidan. Look forward to day 2 of the carnival. Are we going to get the same weather and track conditions as last weekend?
Yeah, it looks like a really gorgeous weekend in the forecast for Auckland, and obviously playing on the Strathclyde track that has played pretty true these last couple of meetings. It's been excellent. Rail out the 5 metres from the 1,000 metres to the 400 metres. The riders saying that it certainly does make that bend a little bit easier to get round with the work that they've done there, and it'll be nigh on perfect conditions for day 2 of Auckland Cup week.
And the Group 1 is race number 7 on the program, Aidan. Let's have a look at the market. Legato heads the betting at $1.45. Of course, the fillies and mares have a good record in this race. And then outside of her, you've got One Bold Cat, Sharp and Smart, and Aquacade at $11 in this market. So that's a look at what's taking the money at this stage. It's all about Legato. What about the speed, Leith? Who do you see injecting the pace?
Look, I think Pintura is having his first start over 2,000 metres. They might just ride him a little bit quiet from the gate 10. So probably gives Ryan Elliott a little few options from gate 2 if he rides her handy like he did at Te Rapa. I thought Al Vincidor could probably lead from his gate. Sharp and Smart will go forward, Aquacade, and then you've got those back markers like Rodini, Magnifique, Ladies Man will all settle back in the field.
Let's look at the speed. You mentioned the Group 1 Herbie Dyke with Legato. Let's take you back to a replay here. And she was drawn to the inside on this day, Aidan, but Ryan just gave her a real peach of a ride to get her out.
Yeah, he sure did. And this race was over a long, long way from home. She's just so good in behind her. One Bold Cat's made really good ground out wide on the track, and just in that horse's inside, Marliston hits the line nicely. Aquacade will take benefit out of this run, I'm sure, and Sharp and Smart whacking away. But another sublime performance by Legato, Leith, who really is just the yardstick in this grade now.
Look, it was a first start over 2,000 metres, and Ryan probably rode her out of that comfort zone a little bit. But then you've got Campanessa, who's come out and won a Group 2 race at Flemington 2 weeks ago, so it's pretty good form. I think the riding is on the wall for Sharp and Smart to be a really big improver out of the race.
Trial is interesting. A couple of people said to me it was disappointing. I wasn't actually really worried about it. I thought she got back in behind runners and she was willing enough to the line. Really, it's a case, boys, of identifying exactly which one can beat Legato, and it's hard to really make a case that she will get beaten because she's flying. Leith, and that was an okay trial leading into another Group 1. Yeah,
for sure, especially with the step up to 2,000 metres. It was only a little on her home course. Look, the best thing about her, she's got the inside gate where Ryan's got a few options. You know, she's been around Ellerslie before. She loves the place, so she's going to be awfully hard to beat.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the trial. Saw her train, spoke to Ken after her training on Wednesday. Really happy with the way she's progressed as well. A key speed influence, I'm sure, in this race is El Vencedor. I was really surprised that they were just so conservative with their tactics at Otaki last time out. The run still had a lot of merit. Steps up to 2,000 metres. We thought 1,600 metres might be a stretch. What's your thoughts on El Vencedor here?
I think going really, really well this horse. I think it's at another level this season. I think this is an exceptional performance in behind La Creek, and of course Agon, who goes to the All-Star Mile. A couple of interesting runners. I think Ladies Man is really going to take a step up into this particular race from the mile up to this particular trip. So I think there's a slight danger for Legato there. Pintura is interesting that he's even there because post that particular race, the Shadow is going out to the paddock, but there's a few bonuses in play as well. So hey, can we find one to beat Legato out of that race lead?
I think El Vencedor is going to get a really easy lead, and some of those horses that have their first start at Ellerslie over 2,000 metres, there's so much to look at, and the horses actually relax in front. So look, I think he's a top 3 chance, but I thought if there was one out of the race to beat Legato, it'd be Sharp and Smart.
And you mentioned Vencedor. Well, let's hear from some key connections, starting with his trainer, Stephen Marsh. And Aidan just asked him how he's going into Saturday's race.
Yeah, Vencedor, he's just racing so honest and great this whole preparation. It's his first crack at 2,000 metres. I don't think he's ever looked as good. He worked yesterday, worked over 1,400, worked up beautiful. So if he can just settle nicely, I think Ellerslie will suit. They should be a decent enough tempo, but he'll put himself forward. He deserves a crack at the 2,000, but that's the only query, whether he is going to get it, but we certainly believe he can.
Stephen Skyman's New Zealand debut for fifth in the Thorndon Mile, terrific. What happened last time out in the Herbie Dyke?
I thought his first up run was really good. He might have just needed second up run. He didn't get really many favours. He sort of jumped okay, got into a decent spot, but then just got pushed back, ended up close to last on the turn. And he whacked away better than probably what it looked. I think he's really come on from that run. You know, his second up at the over ground now. He's training good, he's looked super, and I'd be expecting a real big improvement out of him.
Yeah, he's really good. He comes through his last start run really well and had a quiet trial last week at Matamata, so we haven't had to do a lot with him. He worked on the course proper this morning, just worked over a bit of ground. Sam rode him and was very happy with him.
Yeah, no, very good, Aidan. She had a quiet trial here at Matamata last Thursday. Just over 1,100 metres, so she's only getting warmed up at the line, but she worked yesterday on the course proper. Worked extremely well. Ryan came over and galloped her and was very happy.
It's just what you're wanting to hear from King Kelso leading into this race. She stepped up to 2,000 metres superbly last time in the Herbie Dyke Stakes. She's won 9 of 13. She is absolutely high class, and from that barrier she's going to get a nigh on perfect run. I just find her to be the absolute class act and find her very hard to be beating in this year's Bone Crusher New Zealand Stakes.
Yeah, I'm with you, A-Rod. Look, they've got the Australian Cup as their target. You know, if she wins on Saturday, $1.45 is a little bit short, but I think you can get the $3.30 if she wins by 2 lengths boosted. That'll do me.
Yeah, I thought it was good last time, and Ryan was a little bit easy the last 50 metres. So at the staying trip, I worry about that to particularly bit. But I rinse and repeat Legato for me to win the particular race, but I'll be also having a little play one bold cat in the top 3 at around 2.7.
Like it, there's some good prices in that place market outside of her. As we have a look now at the other Group 1 on the program. It's for the 2-year-olds, the Group 1 Sistema Stakes here over the 1,200 metres, race 5, where Velocious is 2.20 in this market, Captured by Love at 2.8. They dominate it, and then you've got Savagly at $8. Over the 12, Leith, can you see a lot of pace in this race early?
I can't really, Pip. Look, Savagly, they rode him a little bit quiet last start. I think he's a better chaser. They won't want to lead on him. I thought Poetic Champion's probably the natural leader from gate 1. He'd done a little bit of work last start at Matamata. The RAC Smile, Michael McNabb's on. He's got to maybe try and keep Sam out 3 wide, and I think it just gives Captured by Love with Warren Kennedy on the perfect trip, just sort of 3 back on 1 out.
Interesting to that first bend as we take you back to one of the key lead-ins, of course, the 2-year-old Karaka Million, and Velocious taking this out, beating her rivals here, Aidan, Savagly and Poetic Champion. And once James asked the question of her, she was just too good.
Yeah, she was brilliant this day. She's trained on, by all accounts, really well. She skipped to Matamata, but has been to the trials, and she was very good in winning that trial as well. She's 3 from 4. In behind her, we've seen Savagly come out of this race and win the Matamata slipper and beat home Poetic Champion, who's pretty good late in the race, but it's a yardstick performance again from Velocious.
Yeah, she just loves going around Ellerslie as well. Look, she was aided by a pretty good ride by J Mac as well, but I think the fillies definitely have the wood on the boys at this stage, and I can see her obviously being the top 2 chance.
No, she's clearly a top 2 chance, and she trialled up really nicely at Cambridge, albeit on the synthetic. She looks as though she's full of them and vigour in her work. Just a small heat, so it's generally just a maintenance trial for her, but seeing that trial, you would definitely, Leith, not be disappointed in where she's at mentally first and foremost going into this race.
Yeah, look, it was just a nice fitness run for her. She had her ears pricked the whole way, and like I said, she really loves Ellerslie, and look, Sam's back on, so it's look, she's got the perfect trip where she can probably just sit sort of 1 back, 1 out.
There's a real talk about this being a 2-horse race, though, isn't there, Leith? Certainly Velocious has got the runs on the board with that Karaka Million win, but a horse who's won 3 of the last 3 in Stakes Company, 4 from 4 all told, is Captured by Love. We have a look here at the Matamata Breeder Stakes at Group 2. Obviously Lavender Haze was okay okay. I think probably the superior run was Archaic Smile. They finished side by side, but Archaic Smile had to do a lot more work. She just keeps stepping up, raising the bar, Captured by Love, and an obvious contender, Bevan.
Really powered up. Looks like she's got a fair bit of strength to work with this filly, and I just look at her physically and think that she's just continuing to develop and develop, and if she gets a one-off run, look out, she's going to be very, very dangerous. I do still have a lot of respect for Archaic Smile. I thought the run was really against it in that particular race. Got flush wide on the corner, had to go forward, and then just got out into the centre of the track and just didn't quite go on with it. But if this horse gets a right run, I think it's really, really quick and not completely out of that lead.
Yeah, obviously both those fillies are side by Ridden Tycoon as well. So, look, I think if there's one negative, I don't want to be mean to Warren Kennedy, but Opie's not there. He's obviously in Flemington riding Imperatrice, but he owns that race. He's won it 8 out of the last 13 runs of the size. So, look, I think Warren's will suit it, but I'd be a bit more confident if Opie had the ride as well.
There you go. Well, it's going to be someone else's turn on Saturday with the Opie across the Tasman as we catch up firstly with Pam Gerard, and Aidan just asked her how Savaglee's come through that last start win.
He's done really good, so obviously we were going to wait and see whether we backed up or not, but the way that he's done, we're happy enough with his work and the way he's eating and everything that he might as well have a go. It's a long time between races for being a colt, so obviously we're very happy with him, otherwise we wouldn't be going.
Bounced through Matamata really well, both galloped exceptionally well yesterday morning on the grass here at Cambridge, and yeah, hopefully they get a little bit more luck this weekend, both coming off tough runs at Matamata, but they were both brave, and obviously the favourites, the two favourites are going to be hard to beat, but yeah, if they can finally get a decent barrier and a softer trip, they should be right in the finish.
No, she's unbeaten, and she's a big strong girl, and she just keeps sort of lifting the bar, and she'll have to again Saturday.
Yeah, what is it about it? Is she just, you know, a real competitor, or what makes her?
Oh, she's just, well, ready-made racehorse. She's got a will to win, and doesn't matter what track surface it is either. Like, probably she came on with that run at Taranaki, and but as I say, she'll need to. She's stepping into unknown territory, right-handed, and obviously the Crack Millions winners there.
Just didn't ask too much. She's she's trialled up here at Cambridge last week. She had a quiet little gallop on Saturday. Been Wednesday today. Final gate she's been 1,000. Just used a mate as a just to keep her on the job. She's quite lazy. Only does what she needs to. But I thought she just worked out beautiful.
Yeah, she certainly did. We were there for that track work gallop on Wednesday morning. It was in pretty dark conditions, but she worked beautifully. She's going really well. I think she's a yardstick. She's 3 from 4, and she is clearly the top selection from me. I think there's enough speed here that she should be really driving home late and winning the Sistema Stakes.
Yeah, there's a lot at stake here. I think whatever 2-year-old wins this out of Velocious and Captured by Love will be winning 2-year-old of the year. I've just got Captured by Love. The RKL record in the race is pretty good. Warren Kennedy, he might get the last run at them. It's a long way up that straight for 2-year-olds. So just marginally Captured by Love.
Yeah, I'm just marginally with Captured by Love, but I'm not overly certain that it is just a 2-horse war with Savaglee and the Archaic Smile and a couple of others. I think it can be pretty competitive, but the unbeaten horse just looks as though it'll really go on the upward plane. Velocious looked fantastic to me at the trials.
And is boosted as well, Captured by Love, if you're in the camp at $3.20. And this to look forward to as well, the Grand Tour bonus back. Get a bonus bet up to $50 if you run 2nd, 3rd or 4th in the first 6 races at Ellerslie. So a great incentive to get involved with Ellerslie this weekend. And that's a look at our 2 Group 1s domestically over the weekend. Time for our race trackers of the week, and for a form first, Leith Innes has found a greyhound for us. Leith, who have you got?
Yeah, I thought I'd better find a greyhound and put Hazel going. Look, he's won 7 from 8 starts. He's only been beaten the once. Look, I'm not too sure about times, but apparently he ran 29.57 at Wanganui, and that's a pretty good time, Pip.
It's a very good time. Little Mother ran that time. Leith, who's one of the best greyhounds in New Zealand in her time. So, yep, you've got a nice dog on your hands. Why do you like him as a race tracker? Why follow him?
Look, obviously he's in tomorrow night, race 11, number 4. It's at 8:47 p.m. tomorrow night at Cambridge. Little heats of a derby. He's only paying $1.25. It's a little entree for him, but next week he's in the Derby and he's paying $2. So just run him through your multis.
Hold on, I've just been outside to see if the sun's actually fallen out of the sky. Lethan is tipping a greyhound. Unbelievable, and it's the talk of the Central District, it's the talk of the country. Here's Contribute, real thoroughbred here. Look at Man and Feet flicking its tail and almost dropping Contribute there. Nothing came out of that incident, which was pretty interesting for mine, but she gets back in an impossible position, and you can see her in the home straight. She's coming up the inside. She's denied room on a couple of occasions when you do pick up the head on, and she should have won this race. Watch her from here. She's coming up towards the inside after having the stuffing knocked out of her on the first lap, and on a couple of occasions she does get tightened up. Contribute is a real race tracker. Thought Man of Feet was pretty good out of that race as well, but Contribute for me.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the thoroughbreds too, Bevan, and I'm going to the last race from day one of Derby Day. The horseback second last year in the Cambridge stud colours is Bella Waters. Now, this horse was tailed off at sections of this race. Now, the first three in running were the first three home. 1, 2, 3. This horse has come home in the quickest last, 800, 600, 200, 400, 200 to run a very close fifth. Look at the horse late in the piece. Bella Waters, one to really watch, like what we saw, especially late in the last race on Derby Day.
I'm going to head back to the Greyhounds Friday night. I like this dog, Alpha Rambo, going around. This is him last time out at Palmerston North. Did last there in the White Rug after a usual slow beginning. He actually gets off the boxes better at Hat Trick Raceway. But have a look at him eat up the line here. This is in the top grade class over the 457 metres. He was a dog that Marcy Phillip was hoping to get to the Auckland Cup, but unfortunately he had a couple of injury woes, so he comes back to the 520 metres on Friday. He's up against Blazing Master, comes up with an inside draw. I think if he can get off the traps better, he can push this dog to the line and will be a nice price for Marcy Phillip, so one to follow coming up on Friday. Here's a summary. Leiths with the He's all go into the futures market for the Derby next week. Contribute there for Bevan, Bella Waters for Aidan, and I'm with Alpha Rambo. Note them down, pop them in your race trackers. Time to concentrate on another feature now, of course, the relocated Lowland Stakes to Taupo, Aidan. So what are we looking like weather and track on Friday?
Yeah, a little bit cloudy on the eve of what looks to be a really good meeting, especially now with that transferred Group 2 Lowland Stakes. As you can see there, track currently a soft 6 on the day. Friday looks to be beautiful conditions, so we might see a drying track. Taupo with that pumice sort of base does tend to dry okay, should be near ideal.
That's what we want to hear as we have a look at the final field for the Little Evendale Lowland Stakes. Sabina up the top of the book. You can see Shanti Lace, Conchi, who was very good last time. The Oaks are Prelude, and then runners are like Support Season. So that's a look at the field. No market available as of yet as we film on a Thursday. But let's look at some of the key leader now. We're starting with the Oaks Prelude, and can she? Bevan, what did you make of her win here?
Well, they can only win. Look, it's not the strongest lead into the Oaks this particular race, but it has improved over the last 3 or 4 years with its influence into the Oaks. Look, she was strong through the line. There was a bit of cut in the track on this occasion. Look, Chantilly Lace, who's been exposed throughout the entire season, was very good late, and I was surprised she ran through the line quite so strongly at the 1800 metres. But look, it's good enough form without being a headlight form for me here, Leith.
Look, she's a filly that's on the rise. I don't think the Taupo track's really going to suit her. She's a big sort of scopy sort of filly. She was really good on that heavy track, but she also has one on a good 3 as well at Otiki over 1400 metres, so she's definitely a top 3 chance.
I'm going to take you back to the Alice Fillies Classic at Group 2 and give you this lead-in form. We're looking at Harlow Rocks, who's on speed here. Sabina, who had won the Desert Gold Stakes at Trentham the start before good, and inspired by Art, midfield closes into that position. Now, we have got an insight into betting in the Lowland Stakes because we saw before this Hastings meeting was abandoned and just the amount of money for Inspired Art, who was second favourite going into the race. Hello Rocks fights really hard. It's a good run. Sabina okay. Obviously, it's a race where there was mid-race rain, which may have affected it a little bit. But Hello Rocks pretty good there in the Alice Fillies Classic. But I'm going to go for Sabina on top. I thought she hit the line nicely, and obviously the prior form with those wins at Hastings and Trentham, pretty good. Bevan, who'd you have on top?
I'm with Sabina as well. I thought she really looked in that particular race that she was wanting further, even at that particular point in her preparation. So I'm going with the strongest form lines in behind Molly Bloom. I thought she got tightened a little bit inside the last 50, 100 metres and didn't really stretch out. But yeah, I'm with Sabina, and I think there'll be money for her. What about you, Lee?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Harlow Rocks. I think the Taupo track's really going to suit her. She's drawn 8. She's probably going to lead, where those other fillies like Kanshi and Sabina are probably going to get back, and it's very hard to make ground sometimes at Taupo.
That's what the guys are liking in the Group 2 on Friday at Taupo. Now, as we concentrate on the Group 2 on Saturday at Ellerslie, it is the Auckland Cup, headed by Asterix at $4.20. Mark Twain at $6. He's still your boosted runner with the TAB at $7s. Dionysus at $6.50. Trust in You, and then you have Whanga Ahu at $9. Let's head to another key lead-in race for this, the Evendale Cup, where Asterix takes it out, a peach of a ride again here by Lindsay Satherley. Aiden only goes up a kilo too with the conditions of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. I made Asterix my tracker after this run. However, I've gone against him for my selection in the race. I thought his run, though, was first class. Sectionals outstanding, especially the way the race was run. And I thought he was just terrific. A real sign of faith in Lindsay Sadley shown by the Wexford team, who are stuck with him. Some really nice runs outside them. Dionysus pretty good among those. But yeah, it's a key form line, the Evendale Cup. Leith, who did you pick out of here?
Yeah, look, he was really good. Obviously, that was only his second start at Ellerslie. He won the Derby. He loves the track. Lindsay rode him a treat, so it's good to see us sticking with him. Look, there was a number of good runs in the race. I thought the Good All was good. Tera Mahita, Matamata, she probably needed that run last start. But I think going out of the race, I think Asterix was probably the best in that field.
Oh, he's the best run, no doubt, out of that particular race, but how trustworthy is he? He can be very, very average and then fantastic. Of course, he went to the Derby at Ellerslie and came out and won. He's repeated that in the Evendale Cup. I just can't believe Mark Twain's not favourite in that particular race, to be frankly honest with you. The way he has been consistent through this preparation. He was great in a race that was without any sort of tempo. This is an interesting race because Trust in You is a serious stayer. You can make no mistake about that. This horse can really gallop. He actually threw this race away late. Wasaki's interesting with Kylie Williams coming up from the south for a first ride, I understand, at Ellerslie. I think this is a real pipe opener for him. But this potential is strong, Leith, here, and Trust in You. I think he's a very good star in the making.
Yeah, look, he was massive. He had 60 kilos. I think he just peaked on his run. I think Grant Cooksley's set him for this race. His last couple of runs are just sort of good fitness efforts. Look, I think Michael McNabb knows him now, so he's really going to be a top 3 chance for me, Trust in You.
Yeah, Trust in You's the horse who, for mine, is the big improver out of that. And we saw that in the Evendale Guinea. He hadn't run since winning the Queen Elizabeth Cup, so he's still run really well in the Evendale Cup to finish 6th. And then he runs second under 60 kilograms against the race pattern, which favoured those on speed. He drops 6 kilograms. He looks in prime order. I think him and Asterix will be fighting out this Auckland Cup.
He does, and he's helped out at the weights, of course, too, by Preta Fur, who's got the top weight of 57 kilos. And Aidan asked his trainer, Mark Walker, if this will be his last race.
Yeah, well, he's 8-year-old, and it's just hard finding races that are really suitable. So he's been a great servant, and he'll have a lovely showing home at the end of it, so it will be his last run on Saturday.
Okay, he joined in the race by a fierce flight. He's been terrific, second in a Wellington Cup, and was okay hitting the line in the Evendale Cup last time out. What did you make of both their runs in that?
Yeah, fierce flight, he carried 58 in the Wellington Cup, so it was a pretty good effort, and his Evendale Cup run was okay, and his work here this morning was good. Michael McNabb worked him, and no, he was good.
Yeah, they're both very well. It's hard to split them. You can make a case for both of them. Dionysus has got the more weight, but he's also got the more maturity, and he's probably a little bit more rideable. You can put him in the race a little bit if you have to. The other horse doesn't seem to have a lot of early pace, but he rounds them up very strongly late, and he's beautifully weighted.
Yeah, look, he's in great order. We sent him up, obviously running the Evendale Cup. He got a long way back. He'll naturally go forward this time, of course, because he's a staying horse. He runs the 2 miles out strongly. He's up in Ruakaka. We sent him to the beach at Rickett, and he enjoyed the walk in, walk out yards up there. So, just getting up there and relaxing and getting on the beach and walking the water's doing him the world of good.
Yeah, look, Andrew and I are really pleased with the way he's going. He's certainly going to strip fit. We're confident he's going to run the 2 miles. We just couldn't be happy with the horse, to be honest.
Yeah, run was better. Just with him running in the New Zealand Cup in November, this whole preparation, he's been a hell of a lot more dour the whole time. So he's sort of been looking for the 2 mile the whole preparation. Look, if he can draw a gate, bounce out, put himself somewhere there, he'll turn his form right round. We know he loves 3200, and that last start just sort of topped him off nicely.
Yeah, he's going well. He's very honest. It is a big step up. He's had a long season. He had a little freshen up in between times, but yeah, he has been up a little while. But we did want to give him that run. We didn't want to have a gap between runs going to the 2 mile.
Yeah, such an intriguing Auckland Cup this year, and I don't think there's a bit of depth of quality to this race. Roger James and Robert Willwood bringing a decent team, and Asterix obviously a key contender, but I am going with Trust in You. I just love the way this horse hit the line last week, drops from 60 to 54 after just a pipe opening run in the Evendale Cup. Horse to beat for mine.
Yeah, it's, like you said, it's good quality. It's probably the best field they've had for 3 or 4 years. Look, it's Asterix, I don't know, Trust in You, but I've settled on Mark Twain. I think Matt Cameron's going to really suit him. 52 kilos, I think he'd be hard to beat.
Kids will get a bread and water if Mark Twain can win on Saturday, because I've been with him from the off. Loved his first up run. I think he's flying, this particular horse. Loved him at Otiki on a day where they made up no ground, and it was a race with no tempo. So Mark Twain for me in this year's Cup.
Like it, guys, and don't forget to check out the Auckland Cup tab as well on the TAB website or the app. There's plenty of options there if you're not wanting to go on the nose. And this as well, the $100,000 guaranteed quaddie from Ellerslie this Saturday on races 7 to 10. So make sure you do your homework around that. We've also got the guaranteed first fours right throughout the program of $25,000. So much to look forward to. All of the coverage from Ellerslie. Their first race will start at 12:30 trackside 1. Now head across to Australia and concentrate on Flemington with the Group 1 Newmarket Handicap. Race number 5 on the program. It features the 3 Kiwis, including Imperatriz at $2.50 now. She's backed in from $3, but she is your boosted runner as well with the TAB at $2.70. Let's take you back to her key lead-in race, the Group 1 Black Caviar Lightning here, and probably not the horse she expected to go with her Private Eye early in the race. Aidan, too classy.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really tactical race, and Opie rode a tactically brilliant race to just track Private Eye and then use her brilliant speed, which has carried her to so many victories. History against her with the weights of this Newmarket, but on class, she's a winner of 18 of 24. She's still got to be really respected, Leith.
Look, Opie said, you know when she's on, and he said he got on her and she started propping going down to the start, so he was pretty confident. He was pretty easy on her in the end as well, the last sort of 50 metres when he had Private Eye covered. I'd say the Tiakau were pretty happy when Espiona was scratched early in the week. She looked like the main danger to Imperatrice.
Yeah, absolutely, and the beauty of her is that she is so adaptable. Barrier 3 ideal because they can get to wherever they want to from there. We've got a really interesting runner here in Master Fay. Chad Ormsby takes this horse across for just his 4th start. He was brilliant in winning the Concord on Karaka Millions night last time out. This would be some sort of training feat, Leith. A horse who's obviously got super ability. He's arrived in Melbourne and landed really well, but well, this is a test and a half for Master Fay.
It certainly is. He's gifted at the weights. He only gets 52 kilos. Obviously, he had a trial early in the week, late last week as well, up the Flemington Straight. So he's had a good look around. Chad's there at Mike Moroney's stable in Flemington, so he doesn't have to travel far either.
Absolutely. And the other one I want to have a look at is Skewer, who comes in on that same minimum weight. Take you back to Melbourne Cup week and see this horse in her best form. Speaking to Mark Walker, he wasn't unhappy with the Oakley Plate run the other day either. So we know what she's capable of. She did beat home some pretty handy ones at the start of the season as well, Leith, in the Tarzino.
The best thing about her, her second up record's really good, Aiden, as well. Like, she's had 3 starts for 2 wins. Look, it's at Group 1 1200 metre. If she can run third or second to the good mare, it would be great for the pedigree page.
She is a real talent, another that gets in nicely at the weights. Well, let's hear from Mark Walker and what he thinks about his 2 chances in the Newmarket.
Yeah, well, Imperatrice, obviously 58 kilos. The old saying, weight can stop a train, so that's the question mark there. But to have her peaking for the TJ Smith in Sydney, we just felt it was best to stay in Melbourne. Skew, if she gets in with the minimum of 52, so she's a really interesting runner. Blinkers go on. Her run in the Oakley Plate, she didn't get much of a chance there, so she really gets a chance to produce an upset, I think.
Yeah, so thoughts there of Mark Walker, and I'm going to go with Imperatrice. She's a champion. She's going to require a champion performance, but she's won 18 of 24, multiple Group 1 winner. A little bit, well, I'm optimistic, but I've got to be a little bit cautious on this one too, Leith.
Yeah, the last mare to win the race was Black Caviar in 2011 when she had 58 kilos. So, look, she's up against it a little bit, but I know the Tiaka team are really happy with her, and look, Opie on, big plus.
Really going to see if she can be that champion and maybe stand up there with Black Caviar come Saturday. And, of course, another race that leads into the TJ Smith. Option 4295, where Imperatrice is the futures favourite at $2.80. Private Eye at $4. I Wish I Win. What a race if we see him come here at $6. And you've got Osmosis at 11s with Think About It. That closes the 6th of April. Don't forget you have that future proof as well. If they don't end up starting there, you get a refund up to $50 as a bonus bet if your runner does not end up in that field. Also, of course, we'd have the Grand Tour bonus back at Ellerslie, but also races 1 to 4 from Trentham, Flemington and Randwick are bonus back opportunities on Saturday. A Saturday not to miss, with both Trackside 1 and Trackside Premier in play for all of the Kiwis here and across the Tasman. Yes, it's that time on the form, our harness preview with Craig Thompson. And Craig, we've got great action, of course, Alexandra Park on Friday night for the Lincoln Farms Founders Cup. As I say, a very good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Philippa. Good morning, viewers. Yeah, a little bit disappointing for the club. We've only got 7 races, small fields, but there are some pretty good horses going around, including the Founders Cup. And, of course, last year taken up by Nicholas Cage from an inside draw. This year we've got 5 runners. We'll have a look at the weather and track. It's relatively fine. Looks like it's going to be fast conditions. Of course, they're going to dash over 1,700 metres. Really looking forward to being there on track and taking through the action. Let's have a look at the market for that race. Self-Assured, he's $2 into $1.90. His bloods were out last start, so I really give him the pass mark. Prior to that was good second behind Merlin. Old Town Road, $3. We'll have a look at his trial shortly. Max Shard at $6. Ultra Wise Guy at $9. And Kango, who I think might need the run, he's out to $15. Let's have a look at the speed map and how we see them leaving at the 1,700 metres. And I think this is a pretty crucial part of the race. I think from the inside here, Ultra Wise Guy, now he's drawn barrier 1. He could have led last start, and I believe he'll probably hold up originally early from barrier 1. He's got Old Town Road to his outside. Kango, Max Shard will probably go forward mid-stages. And Self-Assured, well, he can stay out of it. He has got gate speed, but being a 5-horse field, he's not going to settle further, probably back than about 3 lengths off them. Let's have a look at Max Shard last time at Alexandra Park, and it's a key video to show. So we hit for home here. You've got Self-Assured outside the leader and tracking him everywhere as Max Shard. He got onto his back at the right time, Zach Butcher. This is when, obviously, Self-Assured probably wasn't at 100% health-wise. Simply Sam dashes up the inside into third, but he was good, Max Shard. Self-Assured brave in second. I think that 3 weeks between Self-Assured racing and getting him right now. Of course, he won this race 2 years ago, Self-Assured. $2 for a horse that's heading to $1 million race in a month's time seems relatively a good price to me, and I think he's one of the best bets on the night. His main dangers, well, there's a couple. We'll look at Max Shard and obviously Old Town Road. Heading for home at the trials at Franklin last week, you've got Max Shard in front, and Old Town Road, Josh Dickey will drive on Friday night, just starting to get to the outside. Now, at the top top of the lane, you think, well, Old Town Road's coming quick enough. He's just going to roll over the top of Max Shard here. But he kind of come to the end of it about 50 metres off the line. Kango's coming between them. Don't Stop Me Now is ducking up the inside. But I thought Max Shard was actually holding Old Town Road at the line. I think there's further improvement in him, and he's got obviously bigger fish to fry in a month's time. If I had to label it in one, I think Self Assured. I think $2 is a really fair price for him, and I do think he's one of the better bets on the night. That leads to the market for the Grins. Of course, $1 million race. We're not that far away. And of course, Self Assured's in that market. He's $17. You can see at the top of the market, Leap to Fame. He's $1.80. Of course, he goes around at Menangle on Saturday afternoon. He's $3.60 there. Don't Stop Dreaming, $4.60. Frankie Ferocious, who was an outstanding winning in an Aussie last start, he's $8. Merlin, $11. He also goes round on Saturday night on the undercard, and Better Eclipse at $11. New addition into the race, Rock and Roll Do. He's in the market at $15 after getting a slot yesterday. Good field, the Grins. Of course, bonus back, futures bet, get a refund up to $50 if your runner does not get a start in the race. Looking forward to it. It's not that far away. Philippa, only 4 weeks away. New addition into the race yesterday. Rock and Roll Do gets a slot.
You can't believe it's only 4 weeks away. Feel like we've been building up towards this race for some time, so can't wait for the Grins. But yes, what about Menangle Saturday night? It is Miracle Mile Night, Group 1 action, race number 7 on the program, Craig. And here's a look at the market. Interesting to see, of course, Leap to Fame not getting a great draw at that price.
Yeah, he's not got a great draw, but he hasn't got a lot of gate speed anyway, Philip. And to be honest, $3.80 seems a really good price to me. For also, they have to sit parked out and win a Miracle Mile, but he's the best horse in Australasia at the moment. You may never get $3.80 again. Let's go and have a look, though, at the Chariots of Fire last time, where this horse just got to the front and just rolled them into the dirt. Frankie Ferocious is his name, and he was ferocious in front. They couldn't get to him because he smoked home in 53 seconds. He's got Sooner the Better on his back. He's got Merlin coming wide and Don't Stop Dreaming coming wide. They just couldn't get home in the splits that they run. Of course, Cam Hart had to make a choice between the two. Hi, my name is Jeff, or Frankie Ferocious. With the better draw, he's gone with Hi, my name is Jeff. He's a good horse, Frankie Ferocious, but he's got hindered by a bad draw this week. He's outside front. That's not going to make it easy for him with a lot of gate speed inside him. But I do think he'll be a part of the race. Whether he's at the end of it, I'm not too sure, but he'll be a part of it early on. Let's have a look at the Newcastle Mile, though, and Leap to Fame. Winning brilliantly. Of course, he just rolled forward. He bullied them in front. He grabbed the lead and then he raced away. This is the Group 2, of course, at the end of February. He smoked home. He gave nothing a chance. Now, he's a horse that's obviously won an Inter-Dominion. He's won a Hunter Cup. He's really at the moment in the zone. He's heading to Cambridge in 3 weeks' time on the back of this race. If you're taking $3.80, you're not expecting him to be in front. He's going to have to work mid-stages, and they're going to run some pretty quick splits off the gate here. He'll get to the breeze, and then he'll try and out-tough them. Leap to Fame, to me, top pick, and he adds so much interest in the race going for 3 weeks' time. He's my top pick, Philip. I don't think you'll ever get $3.80 if he happens to win it this night.
Absolutely, get into that prices. We want to touch now on the New South Wales Derby as well, Craig, featuring, of course, the All-Stars runner We Walk by Faith, and is the favourite at $1.70. Well,
he got away with it in his heat. Actually, Mark Purdon got fined because he went too slow. Haven't seen that happen too often, but he got away with a 32 quarter, and he actually did it nicely in front. He got away to the lead. He's drawn barrier number 1 for the final, and in this heat, he just dominated them. And to be fair, I didn't see anything coming out of this heat that'll challenge him for the Derby. He's drawn inside. It's a pretty quality field, but he's a horse that's won a Group 1. Of course, at Alexandra Park, he won 2 starts ago. He won the Group 1 at Addington 3 starts ago. And you can see Mark here. He gave him a bit of a tap and he got immediate acceleration. Son of Better's Delight, of course, he's owned by the Dumfords. He's a Group 1 performer. I don't think he's actually that far off Cold Chisel or Chase a Dream. I think he's in that top 3, top 4 best 3-year-olds in the country. $1.90 on opening, Philippa, I thought was a really good price. I reckon it hasn't last long. It's at $1.70 as we speak, and I reckon shortly it may even shorten sooner.
Top selection there, Craig. So there you go, $1.70. Sounding like it might shorten in, and another one too that you want to check out that meeting. Now, the first race from Menangle on Miracle Mile Night is 8:15, and the first 2 races on Saturday are bonus back opportunities as well. So if you don't find the winner, but you finish 2nd or 3rd, you'll have that bonus back coming into your account. Don't forget to catch the action from Alexandra Park as well. They're first at 6:35. Thanks, Craig. We look forward to your coverage there. best bets for the weekend. We'll try and find you a few of those. Start with you, Leith. Who's your best bet this week?
Look, I'm going to go for my Evendale again. Look at Matamata. Things didn't go right. She just over-raced the whole time. And Ryan Elliott back on board, gate 1. I think the $4.50 on offer is a really good each-way chance.
Well, I've still got mine in the garage, so I'm going with the Chopper to be winning again for Robbie Patterson and the wonderful Eddie Burke. He's on an amazing roll this season with his stock, and I think this horse has got better than 65 grade about it.
Okay, the boys will probably mock me for this one because I'm very short around Legato, but unbeaten in this category pip for the last 6 weeks, so I've got to go tighter and tighter to keep this record on going. I'm with Legato in the Bone Crusher New Zealand Stakes.
Why not? There'll be plenty taking that $1.45. I'm going to go for this filly, Tomodachi, for the O'Sullivan Scott team. Really like this filly by Tarzino. She got hampered on her debut run at this track at Topol, but she had the best closing sectionals, and Warren Kennedy jumps aboard, so I'm happy to play her 5th at Topol if she starts in that race. She's nominated. Nelson's Boy for the Whale will kick us off, though, for our best bets. Leads with my Annie Bell, not going for his greyhound. Bevan the Chopper, Legato for Aiden, and I'll go for Tomodachi. Note them down, and hopefully that's a nice little multi for the weekend. That completes the form. Once again, team, thanks for all of your input. I'm sure you found the winners, and to you at home, good luck on the punt. We'll catch you back next week.